Hello RC fans, 393 here again. So you may have seen a short video that I uploaded of another upgrade I'm planning on doing to the Tamiya Wild One off-roader from Blockhead Motors. So before I start, I'm going to punch myself in the head for every time I say so when it's not needed. It seems to start every sentence, so I'm going to make a really good effort just to not to keep saying that bloody so word. So we're on the beers. So Friday night, this is how my life is now. Friday night beer RC. Oh, and you seen one of these before? NASCAR biscuits. Oh, was I? Well, they're not really NASCAR biscuits, but I'll show you the wrapper. The M&M, which are actually not sponsoring. M&M biscuits, NASCAR. NASCAR does start this weekend with the Busch Clash, I think it's called. So we'll be watching that on a quarter-mile oval. I haters to add. So American stock car racing on a UK oval, sized oval. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to do an upgrade. There we go. That noise was me hitting my head. That's the first so, but that's not included that one because I was using it as an example. Anyway, I don't want that word to become too popular either. Dog hair. Oh, hang on, I've just blown that out there. Here we go. Right. Upgrade time. The standard steering track control arms on the Tamiya Wild One are just bits of wire with a ball socket end on the stub axle. But what it does tend to do, there's a lot of steering slop. So the track control arms, hang on, that I'm not doing very good, am I? At her actually. Ow. Knocked myself out. It's a good job you can't see that. I don't think you can anyway. The track control arms, if I move this to the camera, I don't know if you can see that. I have to move the camera. I'm going to try and do that without knocking things flying. So the standard, I said so, but it's, I can't hit my head. Track control arms on the kit, like I say, are bits of wire that feed into the steering servo, then pop on the end there. That creates, as I've sort of demonstrated, if I move that there, and hopefully you can still see that. I'll move it back a little bit because I've got a lot of room here. Move the camera as well. There we go. So they're adequate, but I don't think they're particularly very good design. So what I've got are these. So these are for the F103 chassis, the F1 turnbuckles. What I'm hoping is that with a couple of ends on there, it comes as a complete kit, but that'll be long enough to fit onto the servo saver and the end of the track rods, stub axles. So I'm going to get. It doesn't matter if I use the word so then. So what I'm going to do is, wow, and that's going to be a little bit. Well, it's not that much of a mission, to be honest. We'll make these up, and we'll just see if it, one, it fits, two, gets rid of that steering slop. There's quite a lot that I don't think that all, it could be. Most of that's in the track control arms. And then I've got some tools and some measuring equipment which I can set the toe out, or whichever I want it at, and we can go from there. If it works, happy days. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't. There's not much else I can do about that. Let's get cracking and get this car opened up. Have to take the servo out. I'm not sure about when I put it all back together. That's the servo horn. You can see that the arms, they are different lengths. The important thing is, can I make the ones in the kit that long? It's not too detrimental that they mimic what's already there, because the servo does slide back and forth, and then I can, you know, you can take the servo horn off and reposition it to get the wheels as straight as possible. But I didn't have to take the servo out, but I think I'm going to have to loosen it a little bit. What I'll do now is I'm going to build up these to see, first off, before I sort of dismantle everything, that I can get them to a similar length. Because it comes all complete, the ball sockets. I might have to change the ones that are on the stub axles, because those cups are going to be slightly different size to what they are. And the sort of the brass ball sockets on the kit, I can't, well, you might better see it, down there. Okay, too much shadows. You can just about make that out. They're a bit small. And I'm pretty sure these ends don't fit those arms, those track control arms. Put those on, just the ball cups. That's on the servo saver. They, as you can see, screw. Well, they don't screw in. They push in and then they just bolt them up. Not too tight, not to overstretch. I'm going to break the plastic, but so far so good. Onwards. We'll do the other end now. Now done is put the little ball joints on the end of the stub axles, steering arms. They're quite fiddly, but they're sort of screwed in the original hole, and there's just enough thread on to bolt them on underneath for extra security. But I don't think they're going to stay on there. The nuts underneath, but they're secure. So the next thing now is to hopefully put it all back together. It was a mission. The original parts that I was going to put on, I could only fit one, because that's the standard length, not very long. So one side would go on, but the other side, because of the way the servo is and the way it's set up, the original part is really long. So I had some of these, really overkill, and these ain't track rod arms, I think these are camber links, to be honest, so probably a bit overkill for this, but it is on. The wheels are kind of straight, and there's no slop. There's only very little now. The slop that you see is literally in the trailing arms. Yeah, so it was a mission. It has worked. The next part, there's another upgrade coming soon for this, so there'll be another video. So long and short of it, the Tamiya part 53150, the turnbuckle tie rods for the F103 chassis doesn't work unless you want to use one of them. So it just needs slightly longer track control arm. I'm not sure if you can see that there. Maybe there you might. Just see the ends of them, to be honest. But that's it. Again, it's probably using, well, ended up using non-Tamiya standard items, which is why it was a bit of a problem. Although the original, the Tamiya, the one of them I used, did fit. So there's that word again, but I'm not going to hit my head because I'll get a headache. Right, so that's me done. The next thing is going to be, I'll get something up, another upgrade coming very soon, and then we'll get it out on a run, hopefully. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.